This video is all about how Chiang Kai-shek managed to reunite China in the 1920s. After the decade of civil war and infighting, known as the Warlord era, Chiang Kai-shek, as he's known to the West, or Jiang Zhishi, to give him his Mandarin name, emerged as the man to reunite China. And incidentally, in this video, I'm going to refer to Chiang Kai-shek with his Western title. But that's mainly for the sorry British ears that this is aimed at. So Dway Bachi to the Chinese. So, Chiang's story begins in 1923 at the Whampoa Military Academy, seen here on Changzhou Island in Guangzhou. The academy was a military training base founded and funded by Bolshevik Russia. The Bolsheviks were essentially riding two horses in China at the same time, as they funded both the establishment of the Chinese Communist Party in Shanghai. They were making contact with Sun Yat-sen to re-establish the Nationalist Party, the Kuomintang. Bolshevik Mikhail Borodin was charged with remodelling the GMD into a popularist Leninist party that would enjoy mass support. Sun Yat-sen's ideas were repackaged by Borodin into the three people's principles: nationalism, democracy, and people's livelihood. Sun Yat-sen himself was named party leader for life. He was to become the new Lenin-like cult deity in China. Sun Yat-sen had resisted exile during the Warlord era in Canton's wealthy foreign concessions, but Sun was convinced that he needed his own army to deal with the warlords. Thus, with the support of Borodin, the Whampoa Military Academy was founded. A young soldier was approved as commandant in charge of the academy after impressing during a training camp in Moscow. His name? Chiang Kai-shek. At this point, we should also note that another important figure was appointed as Deputy Political Commissar at the college, Zhou Enlai, but we'll hear more from Zhou later. So, in 1925, Sun Yat-sen was diagnosed with liver cancer, and he died that year aged 59. At this point, Chiang Kai-shek made his bid for control of the GMD and had taken over by the following year. The result was the Northern Expedition and a triumph for Chiang's new army, the NRA, or Nationalist Revolutionary Army. The Northern Expedition began with a consolidation of the United Front. This was an alliance between the Kuomintang and the Chinese Communist Party in China. The Whampoa forces marched northwards to seize control of central China. They were a formidable opponent. They were highly trained and highly disciplined. Peasants en route of the advance were subjected to propaganda from the GMD and so began to serve as guides for the NRA against their local warlords. By the 10th of October 1926, Wuhan had been captured from Wu Peifu, the philosopher general, and soon Chiang had conquered most of China south of the Yangtze River, including the key cities of Nanjing and Shanghai. At the same time, however, cracks began to show in the united front between the GMD and the CCP. Sufficiently confident at this point of complete victory, Chiang made his move against the communists in 1927. In a Night of the Long Knives on the 12th of April in Shanghai, Chiang supporters massacred leftist supporters. An estimated 5,000 to 10,000 communist sympathisers were killed, and many in horrific fashion, being thrown into the fires of locomotives at Shanghai South Railway Station. The communists were crushed. Those that survived fled with Mao and Zhou to their strongholds in the foothills of Jiangxi. Chiang continued to consolidate his power. He allied with Feng, the Christian general, and Yan Xishan of Shanxi province, and they turned their attention on Zhang Zuolin, the powerhouse in Manchuria. Sidestepping the Japanese in Shandong, Chiang marched on Beijing, and by December 1928, from Guangjing in the south to Manchuria in the north, Chiang had reunited China under his leadership. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us.